All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. In my prior commentary about Destination Crenshaw, or Procrastination Crenshaw as we call it around here, I opine that sometimes neglect becomes a decision. I want to challenge my own neglect becomes a decision thesis in just a moment. This $100 million revitalization project was supposed to transform 1.3 miles of Crenshaw Boulevard into a world-class celebration of Black art and culture. It was first promised to open in 2023, then 2024, and here we are, still waiting, still suffering. The businesses along this corridor, Black-owned businesses, are suffocating. Construction chaos everywhere, shuttered storefronts, a community being bled dry by broken promises. So, I stand by my earlier formulation that neglect becomes a decision. But as I have thought more about the gross negligence, the incompetence on steroids, it occurs to me that sometimes neglect isn't just a decision. Neglect is the default position of some Black electeds. Not all, but some. They just don't believe that Black folk deserve the very best. They don't believe that we deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. So, we go from being constituents on the campaign trail to collateral once they're sworn into office. And when, for example, one is termed out of office and can't run again, but is still clutching the gavel of power, one thinks that he can stay comfortably above the fray while we anguish for years on end. The apparent attitude is, I'll just leave this mess for the next person to clean up. That's what it feels like, Mr. President, Mr. LA City Council President. But it's not just him, it's the local media too, Black and white, corporate and independent. Look at how little has been said about this never-ending nightmare in Crenshaw, year after year after year. Nobody at City Hall and nobody who's supposed to be holding City Hall accountable seems to care one bit about the safety and security of Crenshaw residents and the Black business owners who are slowly being strangled. Don't be fooled. This isn't just a construction delay. This is what disrespect looks like with a budget attached. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Set our self-care and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are blessed once again to start our week with a life coach, a meditation instructor, yoga teacher, sound bath specialist, sound healer, life coach, and so much more. She is my friend and our colleague. It's time for Mindful Monday with Saharah Ali. And Saharah, good morning, and thank you so much for coming out and partying with us for our Juneteenth 5th year anniversary celebration.
Thank you so much. And I am really excited about celebrating 5 years with KBLA. I think Tavis Smiley and the whole KBLA family are just so wonderful. We had a great time, and I got to see some old friends, but most of all, celebrate the milestone of 5 years and holding the space so we could have 25, 35, 55 more. I'm goofy. All right. So let's lean into our Mindful Monday this week. So welcome to Mindful Monday, where we center ourselves for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through prayer, meditation, and affirmation as we step unapologetically on purpose into our week with faith, wisdom, truth, and power. This week, we're blessed with the gift of seasonal change as we honor the summer solstice as of 4:24 a.m. yesterday. The sun entered Cancer, ushering in the longest day of the year. And the summer solstice offers a powerful cosmic reset, inviting emotional healing to release stagnant energy, aiding alignment with our inner light as we set new, bold intentions. We've reached the halfway point of the year 2026, opening a sacred space of energy to deepen our relationship with change and abundance. The word solstice is Latin for sun standing still, reflecting the sun's highest point in the sky, creating longer days and shorter nights, symbolizing light over darkness, bringing more light and clarity into our lives. The spiritual intention is to celebrate personal power, abundance, and aligning with our highest good. Sun in Cancer's lunar energy reminds us to fill our cups first, to strengthen ourselves from within so we nurture others without depleting our personal spiritual light. With the summer solstice, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter in Cancer, this week is a powerful time to manifest, heal, create, release, and reframe our truth, especially Mercury in retrograde. Our call to action is to radiate our authentic self, practice gratitude and reflection, honoring personal growth, and elevating love from the Most High through prayer, meditation, and forgiveness. The focus is on what we want to create over the next few months before the autumn equinox, which is a season associated with closure. Remember, the sun is the source of our life force, power, and sustenance. Without the sun, there would be no life. This is a powerful season for manifestation, creation, and healing. Be open to an upgrade of your consciousness. Call in the Most High's love and prayers and affirmations to support transformation and change. So going forward with our Mindful Monday meditation for the week, I invite you to take a journey into the world behind your eyes, softening your heart, releasing ego, to hear your soul's wisdom and unapologetically embrace divine truth, releasing any and all things blocking transformation. So give yourself permission to be right here, right now, quieting your mind, quieting your body, open to our Mindful Monday meditation for the week. So take the biggest breath you've had all morning. And as you breathe, relax, release, and let go. And as we go forward in our Mindful Monday meditation, remember to anchor your feet to the earth, to connect to the root of your soul's power, and align with self-love as you relax and surrender. Breathe, be here and now, be in this moment, open to wisdom from the Most High. Be mindful of taking your power back from any person, place, or thing, finding your inner truth right here, right now. Relax and call on the power of divine wisdom and give yourself permission to open your heart and mind to the compassion of self, loving yourself, honoring yourself, and mindfully breathe, connecting to the center of your wholeness, and giving yourself permission to relax, to calm your mind, to calm your body, and to release false beliefs no longer serving your highest good. Relax and be on purpose integrating mindfulness to embrace your innate wisdom. Be in this moment and find inner truth. Connect with your breath. Lean into love from the Most High and open yourself to receive unconditional love from the divine force of the universe. With each breath, listen for clarity and open to guidance and be willing to embrace empowerment. Relax and breathe. Breathe in the power of self-love. Let go of vanity. Let go of anger. Let go of frustration. Breathe, calling on your angels and ancestors as you surrender. Surrender all things blocking peace and harmony. Find stillness in this moment. Open to peace to attract miracles in your life right here, right now. Relax, heal your heart, and open the space to be bold and ready to live your best life as you honor self-love. Relax and promise yourself to be unapologetically in love with all of who you are and be on purpose. Listen. Listen with an open heart. Breathe. Feel mentally, emotionally, and physically empowered. Give yourself permission in this meditation to believe all things are always unfolding in your favor. Relax, quieting your mind, and allow your spirit to receive our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Today, I willingly embrace my innate wisdom, trusting the universe to guide my highest good. Today, I willingly embrace my innate wisdom, trusting the universe to guide my highest good. Relax and breathe. Feel anchored and grounded as you bring your awareness back to present time. Give yourself permission to embrace your innate wisdom, trusting the universe to guide you to your highest good. Believing in yourself, feeling empowered, and honoring the gift of truth that lives within you. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically mindful, blessed week as you embrace your innate wisdom, trusting the universe to guide your highest good. And bringing your awareness back, feeling whole and centered, opening your eyes and feeling yourself and be anchored in this new place and new beginning that the summer solstice is offering us.
The new season is here.
Yes, and it's a halfway point of 2026, and we have a major movement of Chiron and Taurus. So we've been in the last 7 years with Chiron and Aries, opening a space for us to know ourselves, to know our purpose. And now as Chiron moves into Taurus for the next 7 years, the gift is, how are you willing to celebrate that self-knowingness and manifest what you want, not what you don't want?
So that's why you say it's manifesting season.
Oh, yes, it's manifesting. We have the next 7 years, or actually we're going to have it's going to be in Taurus for 3 months, and then it's going to come back to Aries to check in and says, are you really doing what you say you wanted to do? But Taurus rules the material world. It is our value system. It is how we perceive our worth. And so Aries is, I am one with the Most High, and I know the truth of who I am and the power that I carry. So we've had 7 years to realize the power that we carry. We had 7 years to realize who we are willing to be and to not be under the influence of illusions blocking us from our purpose. And so we have seen, all of this empowerment and all of these beautiful things that has yielded from Chiron and Aries, Black Lives Matter, a new frame of how we stand on purpose, unusual new businesses, and our community picking up its wisdom and saying no to say yes to themselves. So now how are we willing to create a material dynamic that shows and reflects the power of wisdom we honor for knowing ourselves? What are we going to create? Are we going to create a better planet? Are we going to create a better community? Are we going to shift from greed to a collective consciousness? Are we willing to manifest our highest good without feeling ashamed? And are we going to manifest our highest good with the wisdom and power of our innate gifts? And so if you have a gift, if you have a talent, then we come together and we build a new community, just like our ancestors did. It's a new day. There is this millionaire guy all over the internet talking about this is a Renaissance era and that we will never have this again. And on an astrological level, we will never have the opportunity of manifestation at this level ever again in our lifetime. So get on point.
You mean between what we have now for the next 7 years?
Well, for 7 years, we have an opportunity to reframe and reconstruct everything. So how are we willing to reconstruct everything? We can't, what's happening, and I'm about to go on a ledge here. What's happening is that we are in a time of huge transformation, not only with technology, but within ourselves. And so we have to give ourselves permission to stop buying into the negative energy that is being placed in front of us to distract us from embracing our light. Government is government. It's going to be what it's going to be. But at the same time, you still have to pay your rent. You still have to send your kids to school. You still have to go to work. And in that whole intimate space of your own universe, how are you willing to be a winner? How are you willing to manifest your truth and step against the illusion that is created or the oppression that the government is never going to change, all the way back from history, the kings, the queens, and all the misuse of power. The misuse of power is very clear to us. So if we understand what we don't want, then let's lean into what we do want.
Yeah, it's well said. It's well said. It's inspiring. It's encouraging. 7 years minus 3 months. We should be able to get some stuff manifested by then. Let's get to moving. Let's get to praying. Let's get to focusing on what we want, not what we don't want. Saharah Ali, thank you so much for joining us in person and here this morning.
Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, KBLA family. Thank you, Kappa Smiley and Miles. And Dominique, I love you forever, ever. Have a blessed week.
Love you forever, ever, too. If you want to get, a reading, some life coaching, or a sound bath, sound healing, you can call Saharah's assistant. Her name is Elise, and her number is 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Tell Elise I said hi. Phone lines are wide open, whether it's algae or war, or maybe something a little more pleasant. We're here for you. Let's talk about it. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. 5 years old, yeah, with more that's coming your way. Congratulations. Come on, y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA. Look, 5 years deep and we still going up. Built it from the ground, now the real knowing us. Real talk on the air, then the truth get heard. Every day the proof getting served. He had a vision and he stayed with the plan. Now they tapped in from the beach to the land. Never back down, 7 days of the week, still going up now. We 5 years deep. Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. Tabby Smiley, you did it with 5 years today. Congratulations, come on y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
When disasters hit and cell networks fail, Rapid Radios keeps you connected. Instant push-to-talk with coast-to-coast range. No contracts, no monthly bills. Trusted by law enforcement, government agencies, and over 500,000 users. Always ready when your phone isn't. Because in an emergency, seconds matter, and reliability isn't optional. Go to rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for 5% off and free shipping from Michigan. Rapid Radios. Communication redefined.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
You know, I love the internet in some ways, Miles. I love the internet. I love all these memes about the algae, about, you know, the way people are calling the president out, excuse me, for his massive fail in the revitalization of the reflecting pool on the Great Mall in Washington. He said it was going to be American flag blue. It is distinctly mold and mildew green, and he's blaming on everyone except himself. But people are funny. I saw there were protesters out there, pro-algae protesters. You got people are hilarious. I love the way we're laughing to keep from crying right now, and the way that people are just relentless in their sense of humor. I guess he did a $14 million no-bid contract to fix the reflecting pool, which, you know, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. He just wanted it to be really, really blue. Why is that hard? Swimming pools are really, really blue. They have that fake, like, blue kind of turquoise color that they paint them, and then they stay that color.
So time out. So this was directly Donald Trump's like, oh, I got a great idea. I'm going to be like a marine biologist now and just start. Well,
you know, he thinks of himself as a developer and a great, I don't know. He probably thinks he's an architect even though he isn't. And so he said, I can do it better. I'm going to fix the reflecting pool. But he didn't, he did a no bid contract to this guy who looks like, well, he looks like he met him in Atlantic City. Let me put it that way. And so he paid the guy $14 million to redo this pool, which seems very excessive. And it's green. Already it's green. And the paint is peeling off. So they arrested this former Olympian saying that he vandalized the pool. And they've arrested several people for vandalizing how do you turn a pool green? I'm not sure how you do that. He says he's going to start fixing it up. He's already spent $14 million. Do you imagine if you spent $14 million to fix your house pool? Who can do that? I get the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool is bigger than a house pool, but not $14 million bigger.
I'm not going to say probably. There's definitely easier ways to do that than trying to do it through algae. That's stupid.
Well, the algae just grew. He wasn't trying to put the algae in. I don't know what they did. They drained all the water out, repainted it, I guess, put the water back in, and now the paint is peeling off, and people have been on the internet pulling off chunks of paint and, or lifting it out and saying, look at this American, he said it was going to be American flag blue. But, you can't just peel paint off if it's not already peeling off.
Right. Okay, I got you. So the algae is growing with as a part of the paint job chipping off.
Yeah, that's what would happen to your swimming pool if you don't take care of it, right? That's why they put chlorine and all that stuff. Do they not have a pool person for the. I don't get it. He has Mar-a-Lago. He's had casinos in the past. How does he not know how to take care of a pool?
You got pools, and you got the Vegas hotel. Like, there's a million ways. I'm saying there's a million ways to do this. I'm certain of it. I'm sure me and you could figure it out, Dominique. If we have $14 million, we can make sure that bad boy.
I mean, give me one. This is L.A. I'll find a person that does pools.
Make some tile or something.
Right. So now, right. Why not tile instead of
It's
paint?
not like nobody's swimming in the pool or jumping in the pool or messing it up. So yeah, it's crazy.
It doesn't. Well, what I'm reading in the Washington Post is that 5 people have been issued citations and at least one arrested for supposedly vandalizing the pool.
Okay.
So as somebody pointed out on Instagram, they have arrested more people for the pool than the Epstein files.
It was vandalizing them walls of the Capitol building, and they got let off.
Yeah, they got pardons. One woman that they were detaining because they said she took some of the paint. I guess maybe she thought it was a souvenir. She said she thought it was litter in the water, so she took it out. But they have the Park Service in there removing algae this weekend. And the crazy thing is I'm surprised there are any Park Service because I thought he fired all of them as part of the Doge cuts. They did it in 6 weeks. He was bragging about it. This is part of his plan to beautify Washington ahead of the 250th anniversary. And it actually looks worse than it did before he revamped it. Kind of like Iran. He got this $2 billion a day war, killed people, including school children, blew up buildings, only to be worse than we were before we started the war, and we have to pay them $300 billion to rebuild. And they just closed the Strait of Hormuz again. It's to spend a lot of money to make things worse than they were before and also endanger lives. Apparently, it's one of the biggest recorded algae blooms in years. And they are... But, of course, this president doesn't believe in science, so he doesn't care that they're using a high-tech nanobubble ozone technology approach to cut off the algae's food supply. He just wants to arrest people.
Algae die.
Yeah, well, algae versus Trump. The algae is winning. It's perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. Indeed, loser. I'm Dominique DePrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. At least 13 people were injured in a drive-by shooting on Chicago's South Side with no arrests so far. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson says efforts to curb illegal guns are ramping up.
And we're going to continue to ensure that we make the critical investments to not just hold people accountable, but to make sure that we're preventing these acts of violence from ever occurring.
Authorities say at least 33 people were shot, 6 of them fatally. Tyler Perry is facing new legal tension in a $77 million lawsuit as actor Mario Rodriguez claims Perry has refused to sit for a deposition. Perry's legal team denies avoiding questions while the high-profile case and all allegations remain contested in court. And Grammy-nominated producer Take Keith has died at just 29 years old. Police say he was found in his Nashville apartment with no cause of death released. He worked with some of music's biggest stars. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Busy night? Stonefire Grill makes dinner easy with the family 4-pack. A complete meal for 4 with chicken, pizza, pasta, salad, and breadsticks. All for just $49. Order today at stonefiregrill.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The tennis world is buzzing again with the news that Serena Williams is going to play in the singles competition at Wimbledon next week. The 44-year-old Compton native accepted the 8th and final wildcard invitation from Wimbledon tournament officials. Serena was already confirmed to play in the doubles competition at Wimbledon with her sister Venus. Serena's return to singles competition adds more excitement to her comeback and will certainly raise the hype at Wimbledon, the scene of many of Serena's triumphs. Serena won 7 of her 23 Grand Slam singles titles at Wimbledon and 6 of her 14 doubles titles with Venus on the same court. Serena's 23 Grand Slam singles titles is one shy of the all-time record held by Margaret Court. As a wildcard entry, Serena will likely face one of the top seeds in the tournament in her first-round singles matchup. Wimbledon kicks off June 29th. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Where the overlooked become unmissable, this is KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. 5 years old, yeah, with more that's coming your way. Congratulations, come on, y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA. Look, 5 years deep and we still going up. Built it from the ground, never real, no one else. Real talk on the air, then the truth get heard. Every day the proof getting served. He had a vision and he stayed with the plan. Now they tapped in from the beach to the land. Never back down, 7 days of the week, still going up now. We 5 years deep. Wishing happy birthday to KBLA. Tabby smiling, you did it with 5 years today. Congratulations, come on y'all, let's celebrate. Happy birthday to KBLA.
Let's do this. We're heading into one of the most important election seasons in a generation. And with so much on the line, your health care, your economy, your neighborhood, you deserve more than sound bites. You deserve the full story. KBLA Talk 1580 is your trusted voice for political coverage, commentary, and conversation. From local races to national headlines, we bring you the insight and perspective you need to make sense of it all and make your voice heard. Between now and November, a lot will happen. A lot will change. But one thing won't. KBLA Talk 1580 will be right here, keeping you informed, keeping you engaged, and keeping it real. KBLA Talk 1580, the place for politics.
Unapologetically progressive.
You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. We don't tell you what to think, just what to think about.
When the story gets twisted, who's going to tell the truth? When they cut the microphones, who's still talking? When history gets rewritten, who remembers what really happened? We do. KBLA Talk 1580. Black media isn't just important right now, it's essential. Because when mainstream outlets move on, we stay. When the headlines ignore our communities, we don't. When decisions are being made that affect black lives in our schools, our neighborhoods, our economy, KBLA is in the room. This is more than radio. This is a lifeline, a record, a rallying cry. Black stories, black voices, black power.
The heat is on.
On the air and in the culture. KBLA Talk 1580. Stay connected. Stay informed. Stay loud.
Stand up!
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
And I'm so glad that you are here. So glad to have you with me. And I'd love to hear from you at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. The pool is green, $14 million later. The country is wrecked, $300 billion later. Talking about Iran, of course. Not even mentioning Gaza. And meanwhile, in Chicago, a palatial presidential compound has been built by the Obamas, the Obama Presidential Center. The archives are going in the National Archives, and they're mostly digitized. But this isn't a library per se, although there is a branch of the Chicago Public Library on the grounds of the Obama Presidential Center. But the former president, Obama, has created a center, and I love the spirit of this because it does have a basketball court, a branch of the Chicago Public Library. It does have a media center, community gathering spaces. This is something useful for the community. It's just not a big ominous building. It's on the south side of Chicago, which is, the lower income area there. And it is a resource. It's not just a monument or a vanity project. And I think the Obamas were really clear on that. They don't just want to look back. They want to look forward. They want to see what can we do, not just what have we done. Oh, we were so great. You can imagine. I heard the Fox News hosts angry about the Obama Center, saying it was ugly, and that the Trump Center would be so much better. However, if the algae pool is any indication, yeah, I don't think so. But if it is, good, great. If Trump builds a fabulous, amazing community resource with a basketball court and actual useful spaces that people in the city where he's from, I guess that would be New York or, I don't know, Mar-a-Lago, wherever he puts it, great, good for him. I'll believe it when I see it. And yes, Carl, I did hear them calling Michelle Obama a man after the monstrosity of a UFC fight at the White House. Why do I call it a monstrosity? Look, I like boxing. I don't watch UFC, but if you like it, if that's your thing, fine. Why does it have to be on the White House lawn, though? Why does it have to be a grift where the Trumps are all profiting off of this? And then why do you have to try to spike the ball by insulting the First Lady, which actually I think backfired because so many people have been defending Michelle Obama, Carl. I mean, Jamie Foxx was the first one I saw, but there's almost every black man that's a celebrity has posted something. Even the head of the UFC made a comment that he didn't love the comments about Michelle Obama, which is notable because they talk a lot of smack at those wrestling events and such, and at the UFC fights. And he's always taken the position that, well, it's free speech. They can say what they want. I don't condone it, but I don't believe in censorship. This time he took the extraordinary position of saying I didn't love what was said, And I think that speaks to the backlash. A lot of people were not happy about that, myself included. And it's, as I said on the air at the time, it's not just an insult. It's a conspiracy theory, because I know MAGA people who have been saying that about the First Lady since the first presidency of Trump, the first term. And the crazy thing about it is it's been circulating around and around the internet since then, along with the birth certificate stuff. And they claim, well, there's no pictures of Michelle Obama as a child. Well, actually, there's tons of them. There's a whole documentary. But that's their alternate universe, where something can be factual, but that doesn't stop them from ignoring it and creating their own narrative based on lies. Yeah, David Hearn, you're right, Fahima. That's the man that they arrested. And he says he didn't do anything. Of course he didn't do anything. Trump just needs to blame someone. I mean, think about it. He did a no-bid contract, which is not necessarily, but often spells corruption, right? He did that, and the thing immediately falls apart. He claimed that the water would be pure for 100 years. That goes to show you that he doesn't know jack about jack, because still water sitting still outside for 100 years, it's just that, no, it doesn't even make sense. But that's what he bragged, and now it's, turned green within a matter of weeks, and so he has to blame someone, which means that he's arresting people. He couldn't possibly blame his raggedy contractor friend that walked away with $14 million. He couldn't do that. They're blaming vandalism. It's funny because the Washington Post is talking about how the president claims that somebody put a big gash in the bottom of the pool, but the police and reporters have been looking for said gash and no one can find it. Yeah, because he made it up. Because he's a liar. That's what he does. Meanwhile, in another Trump disaster, they're claiming that we have a roadmap for peace after these negotiations took place between Iran and the United States. The vice president finally got himself on a plane. But meanwhile, during the peace negotiation, Iran is closing the Strait of Hormuz, and the president is threatening to attack Iran. Pakistan and Qatar, which are the negotiating parties, they're the hosts, they are saying they've seen encouraging progress. But what happened to we have a deal that's been signed and we're ready to go? Well, now they're going to have another round of lower level talks to work out the logistics in Switzerland. They're saying they've agreed on a roadmap and they will have a final agreement within 60 days on a peace plan, which is going to cost us, the taxpayers, a whole bunch of money that we didn't have to spend, lives that didn't have to be lost. But hey, I would welcome still, after all the tomfoolery, Trump foolery, I would still welcome peace, praying for peace in Ukraine, in Iran, in Gaza, here in the U.S., meaning ice off the streets, cops stand down. The vice president said that he hopes both sides will turn over a new leaf. That's crazy to me. You attack somebody, blow up a school with a bunch of school children, and then you say we both need to turn over a new leaf. We actually started it. Now, I'm not saying Iran is perfect. We have been in tense relations with them for decades, but President Obama did create a deal that's much better than any of the deals you're talking about now, and y'all ripped it up, threw it away. We can do it better. And now we are laboring to try to come up with something even close to decent. And no matter what, it's going to cost us hundreds of billions of dollars at a time when we are pinching pennies, at a time when Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is trying to dismantle our safety net, our earned benefits like Medicare, Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Social Security, SSI. Those benefits that we paid for, money taken out of our paycheck, something you don't know nothing about, Mr. Johnson, because you make too much money, so you're in the cap, which means you don't have to pay that, as Akili was explaining so very clearly when he was on the show last week. But yeah, they're calling our forever First Lady a man, and I do think it's envy and jealousy. I mean, that is like definitional haterism. Not only is she a woman who has given birth to 2 children, 2 beautiful young ladies who were there at the presidential center opening, but she's a beautiful, fashionable First Lady who's copied by people all over the world, who's wildly popular. People are begging this woman to run for president, and she won't do it. So clearly they're jealous. She's raised 2 classy daughters who have graduated from college, gone on to work. No scandals from her, no scandals from her daughters. Beautiful fashion, productivity, high earner. Oh, did we mention she's a lawyer? An Ivy League graduate? She's a very successful woman, a role model for many. And so, of course, they're jealous. Some of us were sitting around waiting to see which event Melania will plagiarize her latest speech at. I don't know if Melania could pull it off, because in her speech, Michelle Obama lavishes praise on her husband, the former president of the United States, lavishes praise on him, and deservedly so, but it was just a beautiful moment to see that all the living presidents except the dumpster fire. Whoops, I said I don't call names. I try not to, but sometimes the resident brings out the worst in me. I apologize. Sometimes all the living presidents except for the current resident, were there watching this black woman lavish praise on her husband, the former president, a black man, in front of her beautiful daughters. And everything she was saying is true. And she really gave a master class. I know she's famous for saying when they go low, we go high. But she was throwing shade from on high at the opening of the presidential center. Throwing shade from on high and doing so masterfully. How to throw shade and be classy at the same time. Michelle Obama's mastery of that should be studied. And I was here for it. I enjoyed it greatly. Oh, Lord. So, the president was right about one thing. He said that the British Prime Minister was going to step down, and he has. He has stepped down as a leader of the Labour Party there in England, and he is walking away from the job. This guy, Andy Burnham, who's apparently their most popular guy within the Labour Party, he says he is going to seek the job. But Prime Minister Keir Starmer has announced his resignation today, and he will stay in until they find a new leader in September. Boy, it's a wild, wild west out there in these political streets. It's not too late to call me, 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DePrima, and this is Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
As we go a little something like this.
Talkers Magazine has spoken. Out of every talk radio host in America, Tavis Smiley ranks number 14 on the Heavy 100 list. One of the top 15 most important voices in the nation, right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically progressive, unapologetically powerful. Tune in weekdays on the 9s, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. This is your station. This is your voice.
Let's get it on!
If you're an African American mom who is pregnant or have a baby under 6 months old, you deserve care that lifts, listens, and lasts. Black Infant Health is for you. It's a free program with individual support, group sessions, and resources to start your mothering journey. BIH makes space for moms and their families to create community. Learn more about the programs in Los Angeles County. Check us out at blackinfanthealth.org.
Gas prices got you down. LADWP customers get a rebate of up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Are you ready to play? Jump into sports, games, and excitement for all ages at the LA84 Foundation Free Play Day Block Party with music, art, local food, dancing, and giveaways. It's Saturday, June 27th at 2141 West Adams from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Register at la84.org. We'll see you at Play Day.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-8991. 800-505-8991. 800-505-8991.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, one of the giants of American finance has passed away at the age of 100. Alan Greenspan, who ran the U.S. Federal Reserve, he was the chair for many, many years, from 1987 to 2006, has passed away. They say complications from Parkinson's disease, but he oversaw the biggest sustained period of U.S. economic growth in generations. He was just simply a pillar of the U.S. financial system. Agree or disagree with that system, he certainly was a huge part. You know, he said that the Fed chair is second only to the president in how important they are to the health and well-being of this country. And back in the day, the money markets hung on his every word. But they, you know, of course, he owned some mistakes. One of the things that they claim was something he did not see or perhaps didn't care enough, or I don't know what, not expert enough in this area to know what. They said that under his watch, the easy credit boom ended up causing the dot-com economic bubble of the late 90s and the subprime mortgage crisis, which I always call the Bush crash of 2008. But some critics blame Greenspan for that. What is not disputed, though, is that his reign over the Federal Reserve was long and did mark a period of growth for the U.S. economy. So he has made his transition at the age of 100. We should all be so lucky. So 800-920-1580, that's the number you want to call. We are experiencing the World Cup right now before our eyes. And it reminds me of the Olympics in that you see people from all different cultures, people from all over the world playing together. You get a little taste of some folks' culture and community, even nations that don't get along. I hate the fact that we're sending the Iranian team out after every game. And I hate the fact that we're harassing people over their visas. But even with all of the ugliness, it's still a beautiful event. And we are going to be having a series of amazing sports events here in Los Angeles, not the least of which is the Olympics. I am a lover of the Olympics. I know not all progressives agree with that, but I love the Olympics. I love the sport. I love the effort. I love seeing the cultures. I love the fact that we can come together as a globe and celebrate our achievement, our culture, our friendship, our what we have in common in friendly competition. Next hour, I will be joined by the leader, the executive director for the LA 84 Foundation, Renata Summerall, joins me, and we'll hear from LA City Council member Heather Hudd. All that is straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. At least 13 people were injured in a drive-by shooting on Chicago's South Side with no arrests so far. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson says efforts to curb illegal guns are ramping up.
And we're going to continue to ensure that we make the critical investments to not just hold people accountable, but to make sure that we're preventing these acts of violence from ever occurring.
Authorities say at least 33 people were shot, 6 of them fatally. Tyler Perry is facing new legal tension in a $77 million lawsuit as actor Mario Rodriguez claims Perry has refused to sit for a deposition. Perry's legal team denies avoiding questions while the high-profile case and all allegations remain